and if I want to skate good here.
You have just a good vibe happening, and I intend on feeding off of that as the week goes on.
Get a feeling, got a feeling, we got a feeling like we're alive. We just can't get enough, we just can't get
Welcome to the 1980 Arena, perhaps best known for the Miracle on Ice that took place here 20 years ago when U.S. men's hockey team won the gold medal. But tonight, it's figure skating and the men's technical program. Hello, everybody. I'm Tracy Wilson. It's an impressive field of men's skaters assembled here this evening with 5 Olympic medalists, 3 Olympic champions, and 3 double Olympic medalists. It's the cream of the crop of men's professional skating. I'm joined, as always, by 2 Olympic silver medalists, Rosalind Summers and Peter Carruthers. And Peter, whenever you look at an entry list for professional men's skating, you see Brian Boitano's name, you have to say he's got to be a favorite.
Absolutely. Well, since winning his gold medal at the Olympics in 1988, Brian Boitano has not let his technical skills fall off one bit. In fact, he has 5 triples planned in this technical program. But what impresses me so much about Boitano is the incredible speed that he carries into these jumps. I asked him, how does he do it? He says, I have to do it in order to have success in the rotation and certainly on the landings. Couple that with the fact that Brian Boitano has won 6 world professional titles. Roz, you got to say that he's a heavy favorite, but he is not the only one.
You're right, Peter. When Brian Boitano and Victor Petrenko reinstated to compete in the '94 Olympics, unknown skater Alexei Urmanov was so impressed with their strength, he figured he'd be 3rd to 5th place. Instead, he won the gold medal. Now, 6 years later, in his first year as a professional, he has won the prestigious World Professional Championships. He is known, recognized, and appreciated much more by the U.S. audiences, and he is the skater that the rest of the men are trying to beat.
The skating order for tonight, it's determined by a random draw. Rudy Galindo will start things off, followed by Alexei Urmanov, Victor Petrenko, Brian Orser, then Philippe Candeloro, and closing things off for us this evening, Brian Boitano of the United States. Not do his triple axel in this competition.
Galindo.
And now, first on the ice for the men's technical program, here is Rudy Galindo. And he will be skating a haunting rendition of The Rose, which is sung by the Fleet Street Choir of Stanford University.
And right there we can see he's coughing. He does not look healthy. He has 4 triples, tough triples to do in this. I really question whether he'll be even able to get through the program.
He's going to open with a triple flip.
Wow!
Good for him. He has to take each jump one at a time. He was really struggling this morning in practice. His sister Laura said his strength is the one thing that is so debilitated right now.
Second of his 4 triples. This is the triple loop. Oh, see, falling off his axis, tilted in the air, failed landing, unfortunate.
his fans for the hardships that he's overcome in his life. And pushing through this, he was not going to pull out of this competition. This was just yet another obstacle for him.
I give the guy a lot of credit for getting through that program. Figure skating is a very aerobic sport, and when you have a condition like that, tough to get through.
1996 world bronze medalist, U.S. champion. A very different Rudy than we're used to seeing. Rudy Galindo. What a courageous performance.
And you just see the fatigue. He is exhausted. So hard to skate. And you feel lousy.
We will be back with the marks for Rudy Galindo after this. And they are worth 60% of the total score. They will be added to his artistic presentation marks, which are worth 40%. High marks and low marks will be thrown out.
And now his marks for artistic presentation.
And now the artistic presentation marks.
And this number was choreographed by one of our judges in the other parts of the competition, Randy Gardner. Very beautiful rendition of the Rose. Very slow, though.
But he got through.
Here to compete on behalf of Russia, please welcome
And now on the ice, the 1994 Olympic men's champion and the current world professional champion. Here is Alexei Urmanov, and he will skate to Georgian Variations by Khachaturian.
And we can look forward to his huge opening triple axel at the beginning of the program. Remember, the only jump harder than a triple axel is a quad, so this is way up there on the difficulty factor. Oh, just leaning in the air. Caused that problem on the landing. Beauty.
He had such great leg position in the middle of his jumps. Beautiful triple flip. A lot of control stepping right into a triple loop. He really takes his time in all of his takeoffs. He spends a good half hour of the practice just doing moves, doing easy footwork. Similar to a ballet dancer at a bar, he really only jumps the last third of the practice session. A lot of emphasis on just skating.
the triple toe loop. Notice how straight in the air he was on that. Great rotation, excellent landing. Mistake at the beginning of the program, but Romanov, you could see he was firing off some big triples, some good skating there. There's his coach, Alexei Mishin. Pretty good job.
26 years of age, Alexei Romanov of St. Petersburg, Russia. He is one of the few triple axel and just might jump through that opening. Here is the 1992 Olympic champion from Ukraine. 30 years of age, Victor Petrenko. And he will skate to the music of Cirque du Soleil.
Earlier we told you he may attempt 2 triple axels. We'll see. This is an interesting program. Remember, this was the jump that Romanov had trouble on. Let's see if Petrenko can get through it. Whoa, perfect!
I have not seen a triple axel from Victor like that in a long time. He's in great shape, very controlled.
That was huge.
Beautiful.
Not been in this form in a long time. Very controlled on the jumps. The mechanics are all in place.
He really let his technical skating slide a little in the last couple of years, and boy, has he gone back to the drawing board. Very impressive. He competed at the Goodwill Games in 1990, 10 years ago in Seattle, and he said he's so proud of himself for being here.
Where the second triple axel will go, but if I were him, I just wouldn't gamble it. Let's see if he goes for it. He does, and he almost gets it. That's gutsy. Hand down, though.
Victor always has a lot of humor in his skating. impressed with the audiences. Another triple toe, double toe combination right at the end of the program. He is so trained.
That's the program to beat tonight by 30-year-old Victor Petrenko. Coach Galina Knievskaya.
And Tracy, coming into this, he thought he had no chance of winning it. Well, now he has set the bar.
We will see what the judges thought of Victor Petrenko when we come back after this. Victor's triple axel. Practice on this ice for their competition, Olympic champion Dorothy Hamill. We will watch her performance and the rest of the ladies tomorrow when their competition begins. Back live, Victor Petrenko delivered the program of the night so far.
And how we're going to see some good scores here, I think. Oh, 9.7
marks for Victor. Seem a little low, Peter.
Well, you know, he did 4 triples. They're not counting the triple axel that was a problem with the hand going down.
But 2 of the triples were triple toes. He didn't do a flip or a loop. And again, he missed the second triple axel. So that's such a huge step for Victor.
For him,
9.8 and 9.7.
Ice that now once again comes down to a battle of the Bryans.
So reminiscent of 1988. What great memories.
36 years of age. Brian will now skate to Andrea Bocelli's The Prayer.
The difference between this battle of the Bryans, however, is that Boitano will not attempt the triple axel due to the fact that his sciatic nerve is irritated on the right side, which prohibits him from performing that jump.
This number choreographed by Laurie Nickel, who is known for doing Christine Michelle Kwan's choreography.
The hand over the head on this triple Lutz. Hard to do. Excellent. Boitano triple Lutz. He invented that.
And don't you think, Peter, as good as 1988?
Double axel.
And what actually hurts is the fact that that free leg coming up through is what pulls that back hip muscle. The triple just takes that much more power.
But look at the triple toe combination. 6 revolutions in just about a second. What an athlete.
And the only triple that we have seen tonight.
Triple loop, last big triple. Oh,
Beautiful.
that's the experience coming through there. All those wins in the world professional world.
This is just huge for Brian. You can see the smile on his face. What a relief. I know he's disappointed not to have the triple axel. Program was beautiful.
The Battle of the Bryans has been rejoined. We will be back with the marks for Brian Boitano right after this. Technical program. Brian Boitano waits for his marks. Did Brian Boitano beat Brian Orser? Here's the first set of marks.
For skating technique.
Wow, this is going to be really close.
9.8.
Remember, Boitano did 5 triples to Brian Orser's 3.
9.9.
Dorothy Hamill looking on, trying to add up the marks. And now the second set of marks.
Artistic presentation.
Wow. Very solid scores. Look at the 10s for Boitano. This is really close. 98.7 to 98.4.
Highs and lows thrown out, added together. It is enough to put Brian Boitano in first place after the technical program. Just ahead of Orser of Canada, Victor Petrenko in third place. Let's go down now and join Dee Lynam.
Oh my gosh. We're in first.
Thanks so much, Tracy. Brian Orser first. Brian, you said coming in that you thought the winner of this would have to have a moment. And certainly 12 years later, to land your first triple axel had to be such a wonderful moment for you. What did it feel like?
That has made this whole trip worthwhile. And now that I'm just going to ride this wave now through the weekend and enjoy every moment of it.
Very good. Brian, you are leading this Brian by 3/10. Does it conjure up memories of '88 for you?
You know what? My hat's off to Brian Orser. I didn't know he did a triple axel until right this moment, and it's so much more difficult when you get older, and for him to come back and do it, it's a major, major accomplishment, and I think it's great.
Great. Good luck to both of you on Saturday night. We'll be looking forward to it. Tracy?
Thanks, Dee. And we have a Motrin moment for you, the jump of the night. Brian Orser's triple axel. Could watch it again and again.
So could he.
So the final standings after the technical program. Brian Boitano in first over Brian Orser. Their final performance on Saturday. Now let's go back and join Al Troutwell.
All right, Tracy, and we have figure skating royalty here in Moose Lodge, and no one enjoyed watching that duel better than Katarina Witt, the 2-time Olympic gold medalist. Now, you and the men and the women that we'll see tomorrow night have spent 31 nights of performing and 37 days together. How big a deal was that for Brian Orser to nail that?
that was a major deal. But I must say, for the last couple weeks, all the guys have been jumping their brain out, and it's been fun to watch them.
They were serious about this, weren't they?
They were completely serious. I mean, they would pretend, no, we're not really serious, but you can tell in practice. And it was just incredible. And to see Brian Boitano tonight to skate so well. I mean, he skated so well every night, and just to nail it now in the competition, great. And Brian also with the triple axel, I'm having my head on the floor too. It's incredible.
Now, tomorrow we'll turn it over to you. And
but
of course,
no triple axel.
Oh, well, we're not expecting any.
No.
It's Oksana Baiul and Nancy Kerrigan.
Yeah.
You and Dorothy Hamill.
Yeah.
Now, Dorothy's already said, I mean, after all, she won her gold medal in 1976. She has no chance to win this thing. What about you?
No chance either. It's actually, Dorothy and I were making fun. We're both battling for 6th and 7th place because we're the only ones who are not going to do any triples. But it's been great. I think just the lineup to have what the women are from the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s, I think it's just so interesting for the audience to watch. But honestly, I'm sitting here and now it's bugging me that I'm not doing triples. I'm like, oh, maybe I should go for it.
You have time. You have all day tomorrow.
Because I saw the guys now. They're just trying so hard, and it's wonderful.
Now, when you first heard that this was going to happen after this long, grueling tour, that you would go to the Goodwill Games in winter and perform, and there'd be judging and Dorothy and the whole thing, what were you thinking?
Actually, once I said yes, which was last summer, I thought this is maybe a good idea because the tour always brings you in great shape. Because to perform every night in front of an audience, you are just get in good shape, and then everything else is just on top of it. But then for the last couple of days, we've been thinking, oh my God, it's such a big deal, Goodwill Games, and everybody's so serious about it. Except we're trying to really say, hey, you know, we've done it now for 31 shows and just an extra show. But still, it is competitive. It's bright light, and everybody has a competitor's heart. And so I'm enjoying it to be here.
Well, that was like a time machine taking us back to 1988. If you and Dorothy think you can't win, how do you think it will shake out starting tomorrow?
I think whatever, the best will win. Everybody has a good chance. I mean, there is Nancy. She's been in great shape for the last couple of weeks. She's been skating really well. And Yuka Sato is a great competitor as well.
Now, Oksana Baiul's battled a lot of demons. She's come, you know, a big time ways back. This is a bigger event for her than maybe anybody else to prove that she's fully overcome all those things. How has she been skating lately? Does she have a chance?
Yeah, she's been skating better.
Good to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Katarina Witt will skate tomorrow night. We'll have full coverage on night 2 of TNT's presentation of the Winter Goodwill Games for the year 2000. Back after this.
That man over there says that women need to be helped into carriages and lifted over ditches and given the best place wherever. Nobody helps me into carriages, nor over the muddy patches, or gives me any best place. And ain't I a woman? Look at me.
Welcome to the Olympic Center. We are live inside the 1980 rink, home of the 1980 Winter Olympics. The ladies are on the ice warming up for their technical program. Hello, everybody. I'm Tracy Wilson. We have a terrific field of skaters for you tonight. Collectively, these skaters hold 7 Olympic medals and 17 World Championship medals. Highlighting the field, Olympic champions spanning 3 decades of figure skating. Dorothy Hamill, Olympic champion from the 70s. Finding something on the ice there, Katarina Witt, 2-time Olympic champion in the 80s. And 1994 Olympic champion Oksana Baiul. We have our own Olympic medalist joining us in the booth tonight. Rosalind Sumner's Olympic silver medalist and Olympic silver medalist Peter Carruthers. Peter, with this being the technical program, who does it favor?
Well, actually, there's a number of ladies that could do very well, but right now this feels like a replay of the '94 Olympics when many of these ladies competed against each other in one of the most historic events in Olympic history. Now, take a look at Nancy Kerrigan, for example. She's looking as fit today as she did in '94 power when she won her Olympic silver medal, jumping very well. And then Oksana Baiul, she really hasn't been able to put it together as a professional since winning her gold medal, but she still has moments of brilliance within her skating. And Surya Bonaly, with her explosive power, she could jump her way to the top. A very strong jumper. Now, Yuka Sato comes in as one of the favorites, but she was also scheduled to compete in the pairs event with her husband, Jason. However, an accident took them out. It was this, the split triple twist lift. Watch her left elbow clock him in the right cheekbone. That cheekbone is fractured, but the good news is Jason's been checked out. They've actually been on the ice together, and they hope to exhibit on Sunday. So definitely Yuka's feeling very optimistic. But interestingly enough, Rosalind, the battle for first place doesn't seem to be the biggest story here.
Boy, I tell you, Peter, tonight the two greatest legends of women's figure skating, Dorothy Hamill and Katarina Witt, are here because they are true athletes and competitors at heart. Both women have transcended the sport and continue to push themselves both physically and creatively. They are admired and respected by each new generation of skaters, and they've shown us that figure skating is not just a little girl's sport. They represent glamour, longevity, an enduring passion to be on the ice, and tonight they are here to prove that with their wealth of experience, they can still compete with the very best.
Well, the skating order was determined by a random draw. Oksana Baiul will start things off. Nancy Kerrigan will skate second, followed by Katarina Witt, Elizabeth Manley, Surya Bonaly. Dorothy Hamill will skate sixth, and the final skater of the night will be Yuka Sato. First up for the ladies, 22 years of age, the 1994 Olympic champion Oksana Baiul. She will skate to Dove l'Amore by Cher.
Earlier in warm-up today, she was really hitting some big triples, so it'll be interesting to see what she can do here in this program.
Well, her practices have been erratic and inconsistent, and this is when it's going to show up with the nerves. She's going to open with a triple Lutz.
I'll tell you, she's not holding back. She's bombing into this jump. Oh, almost. Didn't check out to stop the rotation.
Beauty. Such confidence on the takeoff and the landing.
There are suggested guidelines for this, the technical program. The judges expect that the skaters should include at least 2 triple jumps, a jump combination or a series, 2 spins, and a step sequence. Looking for a well-balanced routine. There are no deductions, but these are the base elements that the judges are looking for.
Really interpret a piece of music.
And do a great triple toe loop. She's really got her jumps back.
But it really looks like an entire package tonight, Peter. This number choreographed by ice dancer Christopher Dean, and it really suits Oksana. Never lacking drama, that's for sure. But I tell you, she could be very proud of herself tonight. That was a big step for her.
Oksana Baiul talked about how important the Goodwill games were to her. She's worked hard, wanting to peak for this competition. We'll see what the judges thought of Oksana Baiul when we come back.
And here's the double axel at the end of the program. And a scream there, unbelievably excited again. Just personal accomplishment for Oksana.
And now the first set of marks for Oksana Baiul. There'll be 2 sets of marks awarded by 7 judges. First set of marks are worth 60% of the total score. They will be added to the second set of marks, which are worth 40% of the total score.
Considering where she has been with her skating over the past couple of years, she's really improved those jumps a lot, and with that, out comes the great presentation that she's known for.
Oksana Baiul waiting to win her first professional competition. Will this be it?
Representing the United States.
Now on the ice, twice an Olympic medalist. Olympic bronze in '92, Olympic silver in '94. Here is Nancy Kerrigan, and she will skate to Aerosmith.
Nancy is so happy in her personal life and so much happier on the ice. But you have to think, Peter, did she have some sort of feeling as she stepped out there and Oksana was coming off? Really strong memories from the Olympics.
First jump, the triple sow cow. Look at that. In the form she was in when she won her Olympic medal, I asked her coach, Mary Scottfold, what do you attribute that to? She said, point blank, she's dropped 10 pounds.
Well, Peter, I can't imagine coming back from having a baby and getting in this kind of shape. Here comes the triple Lutz.
Good effort, just not high enough.
But the last one she did was in 1995 at the World Professional Championships. Even though she went down on the triple Lutz, she's matched Oksana's triple sow and triple toe here. This is Nancy's only competition this season. She likes skating for the pro judges. She says it makes her feel so much more comfortable.
I tell you, this is going to be a close one between Baiul and Kerrigan once again in the year 2000.
And they're both so different. But in both of them in top form tonight, that's the best kind of competition.
Nancy Kerrigan, mother to her 3-year-old son Matthew. She said, I'm a mom first, skater second. Looks like she's got her priorities right, and it suits her. Now let's join Dee Lynham.
Thanks so much, Tracy. I am backstage with Oksana Baiul. A wonderful performance. At the end of that double axel, a scream came out on the ice. What was going through your mind at that point?
That's just the way how I felt at that time. I'm doing great. I don't know where am I now. I really don't know.
So many emotions at the end. Was it because you worked so hard to get to this point?
Because I wanted to do so good, and that was my best performance I've ever did in my life, and that's why I screamed.
Congratulations. Continued success here. Tracy?
Thanks, Dee. And Nancy Kerrigan received a very warm ovation from this audience. Waiting now for the marks from the judges, and the first set of marks, Peter, these range from 9.6 up to 9.8.
Yes, off the top of my head, these look lower than Baiul.
Remember, the first set of marks, the most important, worth 60%. The high and low marks will be thrown out. Presentation marks 9.7298. That puts her in second place behind Oksana Baiul. 0.3 of a point behind Oksana. It's close. Apparently there is something on the ice. The flower girl is going out to pick it up.
You know, Tracy, Katarina just continues to take her own skating in the sport to new levels. And she was so inspired by Brian Orser's gutsy triple axel last night. This morning, she was trying triple toes. She's, well, maybe I'll just put it in the program. She hasn't done it for 2 years. That's why she's a 2-time Olympic gold medal. And that's why I don't love to compete against her, Trace.
Welcome now for Katarina Witt.
On the ice now, 2-time Olympic champion. Other than Sonia Henny, Katarina is the most decorated lady skater in the world. And once again, we found more objects on the ice. Katarina now showing the flower girl where they are.
This is something when it happens, you just deal with the situation. You got to calm yourself down.
And somebody like Katarina is used to situations like this. She's dealt with everything. Look at the smile on her face. Probably make her more relaxed.
And the way she's treating that little girl.
Katarina will skate to a piece of music called Heat of Berlin. It was composed and performed specifically for Katarina. Katarina definitely skates for the audience first, herself second, and the judges third, but she does know that she has to hit her opening jump. It's her hardest jump, the double axel. It will set her pace. Beauty.
I'd say that's a good pace. Do you think she's going to throw the triple toe, Ross?
Actually, she decided not to. She wanted a really solid, clean performance because she knows that that is her strength. But just the attitude of thinking she could try it, this is where you would have seen it.
Guess what?
Okay, I give her the gold medal. I mean, unbelievable. She just told us right here, Tracy. She says, oh, no, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to do it.
Too nervous. First triple toe in competition in 2 years for Katarina Witt.
She never ceases to amaze me. You know, Katarina says she knows she's not really competitive with the younger girls and all their triples, but she is not about to be upstaged. I have so much respect for that. Second double axel planned here. Just a single, but that's okay.
Oh, gosh. She's going to look at the spot where she landed her triple toe loop, and she's kissing the ice. I love it. What a great sense of humor she has, though, and that comes from her lifetime experience in skating.
How would you like to judge this competition, Peter?
No thanks. What a character.
Katarina Witt. We will take a look at her marks when we come back after this.
Well, Katarina said she wasn't going to do this triple toe, but I know that look of determination, that competitive, keep them guessing, little two-footed on the landing. Good for her.
Katarina now waits for her marks with her choreographer, Leanne Miller. This, of course, the technical program. First set of marks here, skating technique.
They're booing because they thought Katarina skated well, but she didn't match the previous two, Baiul and Kerrigan, with the triple, so that's why the scores are low.
And now the artistic presentation marks, 9.7s and 9.8.
They come up a little bit.
The high marks and the low marks are thrown out. The result, Katarina Witt, happy with her skate, but is in third place at this point in the competition. Dorothy Hamill tightening her skates. We will see her coming up a little bit later. Olympic and world silver medalist. She won both of those medals in 1988, finishing second to Katarina Witt. Here is Elizabeth Manley, and she will skate to Dragon from the Bruce Lee Story soundtrack.
Well, Liz has been training really hard for the last 3 weeks with her previous coach, Carrie Leach, who is actually the referee here. You know, he's watching. He knows how much she's put into all these jumps in the last 3 weeks. A little struggle in the double axel. She said she was doing over 200 jumps a day. Not have a triple planned. Although after seeing Katarina, you never know.
She tried it, but really too tilted in the air. And Raj, you can't crash course your jumps 2 weeks before a competition. You have to be doing them all season in order to have success.
Liz trying to make up for lost time. She had an injured groin throughout the summer. It slowed down her training in the fall. Trying to play catch up here. What's so great about this sport is that everybody continually pushes each other. Liz actually says that watching Surya Bonaly work on the quads motivated her to even go back and try the triples. You never stop learning from each other.
looking for some good jumps, but failed jumping mechanics caused that fall. Unfortunate for her.
Elizabeth Manley, not the performance she wanted to have at these Goodwill games. Let's go backstage now and join Dee Lynam.
Tracy, I am with a very proud Katarina Witt because Katarina landed that triple toe. When did you decide to do it?
You know, I got really gutsy last night when I watched Brian also, and he did his triple axel after 12 years. I thought, oh my God, I should do a triple, because I sort of finished with the triples for myself. I thought, this is it for your career. And then today I was in such a good shape. I mean, I have practiced for so much and for so long, and I just tried it in practice. And then I thought tonight, okay, if the double axel goes well, I'll just go for it. And hey, I did it.
And you are so proud of yourself, and you should be.
I am, because I really thought this is it with the triples in my entire life. So that's why I kissed the ice. Maybe that was the last one.
Thanks so much. Tracy?
Thanks, Dee. And there's Brian Orser, landed the triple axel in the technical program. He's helping Elizabeth Manley out in this competition. And now the first set of marks.
And they're not just low, Tracy, because of the missed triple sow. Also, the double axel had a really struggle on the landing. It went up,
Not where she wants to be with her skating at this point, for sure.
And slightly kinder presentation marks. And those marks will put Elizabeth Manley in 4th place. Oksana Baiul is still the leader. A narrow lead over Nancy Kerrigan of the United States.
Representing France, please welcome. Representing France, please welcome.
And on the ice
Bonaly.
now, a 3-time world silver medalist, 9-time French national champion. 26 years of age, here's Surya Bonaly, and she will skate to Exotica.
And she can really overwhelm both the audience and the judges. She's so athletic, so explosive. She puts it all together. Watch out.
And Peter, we don't know if she's going to try that quad. She's been very secret about the elements in her program. You never know. We could get another surprise here tonight. She was doing triple lutses in practice, which is something she hasn't done in the previous months. Beautiful double axel into a triple toe combination.
Triple loop. Amazing, because she takes that straight across the ice. She doesn't take any curve on the edge. It's so hard to do, but she's so athletic. She's able to do it.
Surya is the only woman who has attempted a quad at a world championship. She did that at Worlds in '91. She landed it, raised her arms in celebration, and promptly fell, so wasn't given credit for the jump.
Surya never felt that she really got the respect from the judges that she deserved, technically or artistically. Now as a professional, so much more freedom. Yes, she's kept up these skills. Watch this, triple toe. She was practicing a triple in combination in practice.
Doing a lot of triple toe loops, repeating the element. Judges want to see different triple jumps.
Well, if you're going to compare the jumps, Peter, Oksana did the lutz, Surya did the loop. They've both done triple sow cows and triple toe loops. The lutz is harder than the loop, though. With a little bit of a mistake on the end of Oksana's triple lutz, it'll be interesting to see how they judge those two against each other.
But you have to ask the question, what is Surya Bonaly most known for? This. Look at that. A split backflip. The only woman or man in the world to do that.
She lands on the 1 foot. Unbelievable strength.
Unconventional, yet always entertaining. Surya Bonaly of France.
Five triples and
backstage, next to skate on the ice, Dorothy Hamill. We will have the marks of Surya Bonaly and Dorothy Hamill when we come back.
remember, all these judges are former champion skaters. They respect what this woman does. This is a backflip with her legs split. It's hard enough to do it with your legs together. Then to land on 1 foot, she touches down with her hands, but still an amazing feat. That's got to weigh in heavily.
And remember, the first set of marks for Surya Bonaly, very important. It's technical. These marks were 60%. Wow.
That's heavy.
She's so cute because when she gets the good marks, she always seems so surprised. Again, she didn't get a lot of respect for the judges. She's so much more relaxed as a professional.
You can't do that move in Olympic-eligible competition.
Second set of marks for presentation, and look at that. A total of 98.6 for Surya.
Representing the United States of America, Dorothy Hamill.
And now Olympic champion Dorothy Hamill will skate to Boston Pop's Hymn to New England.
Beautiful double lutz. That is her hardest jump. She was so nervous for this tonight. She was very emotional in her interview. Gorgeous layback position.
There's her daughter, Alexandra, 11 years of age. She came down and gave her mother a hug before she went out to perform, and that's what made Dorothy so emotional.
Well, Dorothy may have been nervous to compete, but her presence and carriage is so mesmerizing, and she's just so classic with her basic skating skills. Every skater should emulate and strive for that.
And what she makes look so easy is actually very difficult. And trust me, these judges are going to respect that in a big way.
With her choreographer, Tim Murphy, he said it's the first program he had to choreograph for her according to rules. Again, they are only suggested elements, but she tried her hardest to get those jumps in there.
This performance not really about the marks, Rosalind, but they certainly will be interesting.
Well, like I said, just the basic skating skills, the way she holds her body and the edges.
Carriage, yeah.
That alone is just 10.
And here are the judges' marks for Dorothy Hamill.
First set of marks now for skating techniques for Dorothy Hamill.
9.6, 9.6.
High and low marks will be thrown out.
9.6, 9.6, and 9.5. And now her marks for artistic presentation.
Second set of marks now for presentation.
There you go.
9.8s and 9.9s across the board. That puts Dorothy Hamill in 4th place, ahead of Katarina Witt. Our leader is
for Yuka Sato.
Final competitor in the ladies' technical program. Here is the 1994 world champion from Japan, Yuka Sato. She will skate to Summertime, sung by Janis Joplin.
We can't forget a big rivalry between Yuka Sato and Surya Bonaly. In 1994 at the World Championships, Yuka won. Surya finished second. He was not happy. Beautiful triple loop. Yuka also has strong technical content in this program.
Second triple, triple toe loop. Very nice. Look at the exit out of that jump. A lot of speed.
Just banging off these triples. That was the sow cow.
And then great footwork as she comes out of that difficult jump. That's so hard to do.
Yuka married American pair skater Jason Dungeon last June. They started doing pairs together. This was supposed to be their second competition as a pair. Yuka, in a split triple twist, broke her husband's cheek in 4 places. She was absolutely devastated. Today, he was given a almost clean bill of health from the doctors. They said he could come back and perform in the exhibition on Sunday. So she's in great spirits today.
Well, he's here watching her compete tonight, and he is definitely her biggest fan. And just that relationship alone gives her so much strength and confidence to go out there. best I've seen her skate this program. She was uncomfortable with it the first few times she performed it, but it's really becoming part of her skin now.
This program is choreographed by Alan Schramm.
It's a real different look for her.
That, to me, was the winning performance in the technical program.
Well, Yuka Sato, and there is her husband. And you can see the damage she did, and that is nothing from how it was 2 days ago.
Tracy, trust me, as a former pair skater, you got to learn to duck sometimes. But a total accident. What a lovely young lady.
Was that enough for Yuka Sato to overtake Surya Bonaly? We'll wait and find out the decision from these 7 judges right after this. Yuka Sato now waiting for her marks. Remember, Surya Bonaly had a lot of 5.9s for that, 9.9s, excuse me, for that first set of marks.
And now the judges' marks for Yuka Sato. For skating technique. 9.
Well, Tracy, they're very close. Extremely close marks. Remember, these marks, 60% of the total, 9.8s and 9.9s for Yuka.
9.8. And her marks for artistic presentation.
And now her presentation marks, 9.9 across the board. It is going to be very close. A total of 98.6 for Yuka. That is a tie with Surya Bonaly. But the first place goes to the skater with the highest technical marks. So Surya Bonaly in first place, close with Yuka Sato. A tie for first. Oksana Baiul in third. Nancy Kerrigan fourth. Dorothy Hamill will finish fifth after the technical program, followed by Vitt and Manley. Now let's go down and join Dee Lynham.
Thanks so much, Tracy. Surya, so many times we see and we think you're underscored. Not the case tonight. In a tiebreaker, you're in first. How does that make you feel?
Well, I feel pretty good. It's so surprising, you can say, because it's true. Usually, sometimes not happy, but I guess today is a good day.
Good day for Surya. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Peter?
Hi. Dorothy, you don't seem very happy with your performance.
I'm never happy with my performance. You know that. Yeah, no, I was really tired. I felt very slow. Had a hard time getting into the music. Couldn't hear it very well. I don't know. It just wasn't my best. That's all. I've skated it better, so.
Well, we thought you were great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, Tracy, back to you.
Thanks, Peter. Tomorrow night we will see the artistic programs of the ladies. Dorothy Hamill will be there. There's her daughter getting a hug from Alexandra. Oksana Baiul and the rest of the ladies field along with the men's competition. That's tomorrow night. Surya Bonaly in first place with her athletic technical program. Katarina Vitt, first triple toe in 2 years. Best night of ladies skating I've seen in a long time. Now let's go back to the studio and Al Troutwig.
Is Brian Orser in this competition?
Welcome to the Olympic Center. We are coming to you live from inside the 1980 rink. Tonight we will crown champions in the men's and the ladies competition. But first up, it's the men's artistic program. Hello everybody, I'm Tracy Wilson. Tonight it's the Battle of the Bryans. 12 years after their memorable duel at the 1988 Olympics, where Brian Boitano took the gold and Brian Orser took the silver, two Bryans are once again sitting first and second. Before the event began, we talked to Brian Orser and asked him to size up the competition.
I think the key for this event is to really move the audience and to have a moment that hopefully will captivate the judges as well. And that's really what it'll come down to.
And this was his moment, the triple axel. First he'd landed competitively in over a decade. But then Boitano took the ice, and while he didn't have the axel, he had the Lutz, the triple-triple combination, the death drop, and the lead. It is my pleasure now to put Rosalind Sumners and Peter Carruthers on the spot. Peter, which Brian do you think has the edge?
Okay, Trace, I guess it's time to make some picks here. Well, I'm banking on Brian Boitano. He's one of the most consistent skaters, and what has got him that consistency is his incredible work ethic. Now, Linda Lever, his coach, said that he is so hard on himself. But look, it's led to 6 professional world titles. All these men are chasing Boitano, and I know that he wants to add to this impressive list with a big win here at the Goodwill Games. But he's got to hold back his big rival, Orser.
Peter, whatever you do, do not count Brian Orser out of the mix. He is on a high, riding it after that triple axel last night in the technical program. He's hungry, he's fit. He has not beaten Brian Boitano since 1987. Nothing would mean more to Brian Orser than to win here tonight.
There's a look now at Brian Orser. He and Boitano will be last to skate, because the skaters will compete in the reverse order of finish in the technical program. Third after the technical program, Victor Petrenko, followed by Philippe Candeloro and Alexei Ermanov. Rudy Galindo had to withdraw from this event. He has a viral infection in his lungs. He skated the first number. He's here backstage watching, but does not have the strength to compete, and we wish Rudy a very speedy recovery. Boitano now going through the last few seconds of his warm-up.
And this guy has just been fantastic, not only in competition, but I want to go back to how strong he practices. He takes each practice so seriously. He's always focused. He's a guy that competes the way he practices.
Victor Petrenko was on the podium in 1988 along with the two Bryans, and Rosalind, we can't count him out.
No, Tracy, he is close enough, just a point off of Boitano, to seriously pressure both of these guys. You know, Victor was one that laid down the first solid performance in the technical program that really set the tone for the evening.
And now the men are clearing the edge, just about ready to begin and getting his costume ready.
Please welcome now our first competitor.
Props are allowed in this competition.
Russia,
They have to be
Alexei
cleared with the referee.
Ermanov.
And now the 1994 Olympic champion in his second competition as a pro. He won the World Professional Championships quite recently. Here is Alexei Ermanov, and he will skate to Phantom at the Opera.
To perform this number when he witnessed the musical in San Francisco back in 1996. And this is a choreographed version of this number. He performed it at the World Professional Championships earlier in the season.
Indication of the solid triple jumps that Ermanov knocked off the other night in the technical program. And this phase of the competition is not really his forte, but he keeps pushing himself to connect with both the audience and the judges.
He was telling us in practice that he had to spend some time learning to jump with that mask on. Very different to try and do a triple jump with the full revolutions with something covering half of your face.
It changes your balance and your peripheral vision. Oh, now that's a disaster for him. Tripping over the cape. But look at getting it right back with that hard triple loop.
That was something we were discussing in the dance earlier, how props can sometimes inhibit you out on the ice, or it can enhance the program.
No required elements in this artistic program. Judges looking for creative choreography, artistry. This program is worth 50% of the total score. The artistic mark is worth 60%, the technical mark 40%.
And even though we were saying the jumps aren't required, in an artistic program, you rarely see a skater hold back and take them out of a program. They are still just as important to the performance.
Considering he had that big fall over the cape, he got it back together. What a champion, but surprising to see him fall on the cape, because as a skater, when you throw your prop down, you sort of know where it is, but that mask sort of prohibits you from seeing all of the environment that you're on the ice.
26-year-old Alexei Ermanov, 5th place in the technical program. We'll see where he finishes in the artistic when we come back. And goodbye to Philippe Candeloro. Here is, from Ukraine, Victor Petrenko. He's in 3rd place after the technical program. And he will skate to Mambo number 5.
Does his partner have a name? Actually, this was choreographed by Galina Smievskaya, his coach, and his wife, Nina Petrenko. Very clever, and this can take just as much time learning and perfecting as a program by yourself.
Notice he puts the doll's arms around his waist so that he can jump. Props are up and does a big triple toe. I love it. have the arms around his waist because he can't do the jump without his arms free. Hang on, Hannah.
Dancing along with Victor Petrenko and his partner on the ice.
Said he took a couple of bad falls with the doll when he was learning this number. But he was almost going to abandon it, but he said, no, it's too good of an idea. And it paid off here.
We will see what the judges thought of Victor Petrenko and his new partner when we come back. Victor Petrenko and his new partner await their marks.
Hard enough to do a triple toe loop by yourself, but imagine with a doll wrapped around your waist. Really amazing. He has put the arms around so he can get up in the air. Well done.
Well, the doll follows him everywhere, and just all the extra time it took to create the choreography, so the doll moved along with him.
It took 4 months for costume designer Jeff Billings to create and perfect this costume. Victor says he has the most trouble with her bow, and now the first set of marks, and you can hear the audience totally disapproves of these scores. The judges are made up of former Olympic and world competitors, coaches, Victor's peers. These marks, remember, worth 40%. The artistic marks, more important, they're worth 60% of the total.
There you go.
Wow! Full marks for creativity for Victor Petrenko.
You really have to appreciate the entertainment value that goes into this. Very strong.
So Victor Petrenko is in first place with 2 skaters left to skate. And Brian Orser of Canada, earlier we asked him what winning this competition would mean.
Representing Canada.
Oh my. I don't know. I mean, if any of them, I've only ever won one professional competition, and that was in '89. So, you know, I don't know. It would be great. I mean, I go into all of these events wanting to win and preparing accordingly.
Tonight he will skate to ebb tide. Pressure tonight with the triple axel. It is not in this program.
He was very relaxed on practice this afternoon.
Oh boy, does he have the timing? Beautiful triple southpaw. Perfect pace.
Watches a backflip right into a triple toe loop. Just the arms on the landing just show what kind of confidence he has.
In control.
Is so on, but what I love is just the way he feels his music.
Missed jump there. This will be a triple, but it'll be a double.
Brian Orser of Canada. After the '88 Olympics, he suffered a number of personal tragedies. Skating took a backseat to his personal life, but for the last 2 years, skating has been his focus.
And Tracy, I felt like tonight and last night, this competition was a real peaking moment for him. He put everything he had into this.
Not only do you have a great technician of jumps, but you have truly someone that can feel the music and put their emotions on the ice with great skating. Outstanding.
Brian Boitano on the ice now, getting ready for his artistic program. Brian Orser last won a competition in '89. Last beat Boitano in '87.
This is the backflip triple toe. What's hard about this is to set for the second triple toe loop right here. Really tough to do. That was outstanding.
Good job.
Judges ready with their marks. Remember, the second set of marks, the most important, and 9/8 and 9/9s across the board for technique. These were 40%.
9.8, 9.8, and 9.9.
After the technical, he was 0.3 behind Boitano. His second set now for artistic. One perfect 10. 9/8 and 9/9. Highs and lows will be thrown out. A total of 196.9 for Brian Orser, and he is currently first.
Representing
the final
the United
competitor
States
now
of
to skate.
America, Brian Boitano.
Here is Brian Boitano, and he will skate to Wild Elephant.
Two triples, no problem. Triple sow and the Tano Lutz with the arm over the head in the rotation.
Sound like music from a Gap commercial? Well, it is. He contacted the Gap folks, asked to use the music. They released it, and here it is.
And he actually worked with Marguerite Derricks, who choreographed the Gap commercials. I love this look on Brian.
Double loop. Big combination. Certainly meeting the pressure here.
Brian's been known to skate to opera and classical, and it just is so important to constantly push yourself to try new things.
But if you want to see the athlete in Brian Boitano, watch this. Huge, that's the death drop. He nailed it.
I love it. I love the glasses too. Go Bri.
Brian Orser backstage, knowing once again Brian Boitano looks unbeatable.
But you know, Boitano always comes into competition so trained that when the music's on, all he has to do is let go and just let it go.
And that's why he has the best record in men's professional skating. We will see Brian Boitano's marks right after this. Serena Vitt warming up. We will see her performance and the rest of the ladies as they will compete in the artistic program after this.
Look at the technical excellence within this. Here's the triple toe loop. Now watch, he'll step up into another double toe and then top it off with a double loop. The judges really respect that he has kept these difficult jumping skills up. Could be enough to give him the edge.
Time now for the marks for Brian Boitano. Best marks we've seen technically tonight.
9.9.
Those are big.
9.9.
Most importantly, the artistic marks. There they are. Brian Boitano with a total of 197.4 wins the competition. In first place, Brian Boitano. Brian Orser of Canada will settle for second. Victor Petrenko in third. Philippe Candeloro of France finishes fourth. And in fifth place, Alexei Armanov of Russia. Now let's join D lineup.
The class of 1988, we're calling you guys, really did so well. Brian, you had the pressure of knowing how well, or did you, of how well Brian had done when you come out here last?
You know what, I always go into a competition imagining that the person before me is going to be just fabulous and get straight 10 so that I'm prepared for anything. But I could tell that Brian did well.
Brian, how about how well you skated here this weekend, technically, and then coming in, you skated with such confidence. Do you feel this is the best you've skated as a pro?
I think as a professional, yeah, definitely. I mean, I made a couple of very small errors between the two nights, but just with the whole week and how I handled the week and just how I trained and practiced, and it felt really good, and I felt like I belong here, and that's a great feeling.
It's been great to watch you. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Brian and Brian. Tracy?
Thanks, Dee. And inspirational routines by the men in this competition. The first ever Winter Goodwill Games. Victor Petrenko and his new partner entertain the crowd. Great night of men's skating. Topped off once again by Brian Boitano, showing he's the best men's professional skater in the world. Coming up next, it's the ladies' artistic program. Surya Bonaly tied for the lead with Yuka Sato. Nancy Kerrigan is sitting in fourth, but she's hot on the heels of Oksana Baiul. And the legends of the sport, Katarina Witt and Dorothy Hamill, will have their performances. But first, let's join
Fun of one another, but we have a good time. We laugh a lot.
Actually, it's quite funny lately. We've been feeding each other. Here, do you want chocolate? Fat-free chocolate. Oh, no, there's fat-free cookies. Oh, no, you want fat-free chips? So we've been really having fun.
Well, Kat and I are competing for 7th and 8th place. She keeps saying, no, we're not going to take this seriously. We're not going to take this seriously. And I'm thinking, maybe you're not, but we are.
I think what's so wonderful is now about this competition to share the ice with somebody like Dorothy Hamill, even though we're joking, the two of us. She has her style, which is Dorothy Hamill's style, and it's just wonderful to see.
It's just fun to be part of it. You know, it's the first ever. And so, you know, why not?
On the first night of competition, Dorothy Hamill got high artistic marks. She simply looked beautiful, not powerful, and Katarina Witt pulled out that shocking triple. We'll see what they'll do tonight as we send it back to the Olympic Center in the middle of town here in Lake Placid, New York.
Back live inside the 1980 rink at the Lake Placid Olympic Center. Tonight, the final of the ladies' competition. It's the ladies' artistic program. 3 champions have been crowned in these, the first ever Winter Goodwill Games. Oksana Kazakova and Artur Dmitriev won the pairs event with an innovative program. In the dance, Americans Elizabeth Punslin and Jared Swallow took the gold. Just moments ago, Brian Boitano took the men's competition, showing versatility with his wild elephant routine. And getting ready now for the ladies. They're on the ice warming up for their artistic program. Let's take a look at the results of the technical program. It's Surya Bonaly and Yuka Sato tied for first place. The tiebreaker went to Surya because of her technical marks. That means she will skate last in the artistic program because the skaters will compete in the reverse order of their finishing here. Oksana Baiul in third, Nancy Kerrigan in fourth, followed by Dorothy Hamill, Katarina Witt, and Elizabeth Manley. Hello, everybody. I'm Tracy Wilson. Tonight, we have rivalries within this competition. In first place, Surya Bonaly and Yuka Sato. And it's a rematch of the 1994 World Championships when Yuka Sato won the gold over Surya in a 5-4 judges split decision. Surya was so upset she refused to get on the podium. When she did, she took her medal off in protest.
Oh, and she takes off.
Peter Carruthers, this is not, though, the only rivalry in this competition.
Well, let's see. We've got Nancy Kerrigan and Oksana Baiul in the same building. The only one missing is Tanya Harding. But seriously, Oksana Baiul has some momentum going in her skating. She's not backing off the jumps. She's skating well. But the problem with Oksana is she's emotionally fragile. And you nearly never know what you're going to get from her. But take a look right here. She's looking good on the jumps. And then for Nancy Kerrigan, well, really, she is fit as a fiddle. She is strong aerobically, and she says that when she feels that good, she's able to get through the program and let everything fall into place. And she hasn't skated this well since '94. But Rosalind, for both of these ladies, they're going to have to turn in big performances if they want to pull up in the standings.
Well, they are, Peter, but the two big highlights last night for me were the true veterans of the sport, Dorothy Hamill and Katarina Witt. Now, they never competed against each other in the eligible ranks, so there's no rivalry. But they are very competitive. They're friends, but Katarina Witt was so shocked last night to be behind Dorothy Hamill after the technical program. She vowed it's not going to stay that way. Now, neither of these ladies have a chance to win, but they are going to round off the competition, and they are going to complete this field of very diverse talents.
Look now at Oksana Baiul warming up for her artistic program. She said that this competition has been very important to her. She's been peaking for this competition and has looked great in practice. And now Yuka Sato warming up for the triple loop. That was just a double. Tied for first place. A very strong technical program. And there's Surya Bonaly, a technical skater, very, very athletic. I believe, though, this artistic program will favor Yuka Sato.
But everyone's looking forward to that big backflip with Surya.
Dorothy Hamill just giving a hug there to
Representing
Canadian
Canada,
Elizabeth
warm
Manley.
welcome.
And a hug there to
Representing
Canadian
Canada, let's have a
Elizabeth
warm
Manley.
welcome for Liz Manley.
Skating to Tower of Power, here is the 1988 Olympic silver medalist. She is sitting in 7th place after the technical program. Elizabeth Manley.
And Liz is definitely known for her energy on the ice. This program, choreographed by David Gravatt. She struggled on the jumps in the technical program, but she's not going to hold back in this number. She's got a double axel planned right off the bat. Good girl.
Much better tonight. Yes. She was very sluggish last night. Stepping it up.
And you know, Peter, a lot of times skaters are sluggish in the technical programs from the nerves, knowing that you really have to do elements, even though here they're only suggested. In the artistic program, you can really just let loose.
Elizabeth Manley has struggled with some of her jumps in this competition. When she competed at the Olympics in '88, her jumps were her strength. In fact, she landed so many in the long program, she won the long program in Calgary, defeating Katarina Witt in that performance. She took home the silver medal.
Oh, she looked a lot better tonight. But she's exhausted. She's really only trained for a couple of weeks hard for this, and you can't do that. Tough playing catch-up through the season.
We will be back with the marks for Elizabeth Manley and the rest of the ladies, including Katarina Witt, after this. Katarina Witt on the ice now. One of the great moments last night in the technical program was this.
The triple toe that she landed, she decided to do it the last second. And at the end of the program, she decided to go over and she said later to me, I kissed the triple toe loop goodbye for good. I'm done. I don't want to do them anymore. What a way to finish that.
Have you ever kissed the ice?
Katarina Witt is on the ice next, but first let's look at the marks for Elizabeth Manley, and we can expect these marks to be low because of the lack of triple jumps in the program or difficult double jumps. There's her mother with her.
And these marks definitely reflect the lack of content within her program, but still she's skated a lot better tonight than she did last night. These might come up, and they do.
Presentation marks for Elizabeth Manley, and she is ranked first place with the rest of the field still to skate.
Representing Germany, Katarina Witt.
Katarina was not happy to find herself in 6th place after the technical program last night. Tonight, she will skate to a Marlene Dietrich medley. Here's Katarina Witt.
They have no idea. 5th world tour, schlepping round the world and back again. What for?
Glamour is in your head, sweetheart, not ours. We are making it for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mademoiselle Marlene Dietrich.
This number choreographed by Leanne Miller, and she said they chose this piece of music because it is about the ultimate German diva. A little bit of tongue-in-cheek for Katarina.
Not because I could. It's simply because I'm the laziest girl in town. My poor heart is aching to bring home the bacon and leaf. I'm alone and sick and it's I'm the laziest girl in town. Nothing ever worries me. Nothing ever hurries me. So I tell them this. It's not because I should. It's not.
So you're saying, no, I did the triple toe last night.
No, it's not because I couldn't. It's simply because
Hang on, good girl. That is her hardest jump.
the laziest girl in town. Tell me. Are you Rudy? I like Rudy. Johnny, don't hesitate your mind. I can't believe you're mine. Even it's your name. Johnny, if only for tonight. Let's write the book, that's right. Let's play your way.
music and deciding whether or not it would be right for her, and yet Katerina shines when it's a character piece. In fact, this is the first time she's performed it. It's very comfortable for her.
What a treat. I toured with Katharina Witt in 1982 in then East Germany, and never did she dream she would be a professional touring in the United States 18 years later. What a dream come true for her.
You know, Peter, she loves it just as much now as she did then.
What a performer.
Dorothy Hamill is the next skater on the ice. Dorothy has a .2 lead over Katerina Witt after the technical program. Very tight competition.
Wow. When they did this choreography, they actually put this, no, I'm not going to do the triple N, and now it's just that much more significant after nailing the triple last night. But she takes a lot of speed into this double axel. She gets so much height, nice leg position, a little forward on the landing, but she's such a fighter.
2 Olympic gold medals to show for it.
And now the first set of marks for Katerina. These are for skating techniques, worth 40% of the total score.
9.6.
Judges still weighing in the fact that technically not as much as some of the other ladies we'll see in just a moment. But these should come up.
And now the artistic marks, highs and lows, are thrown out. The rest added together for a total of 194. Witt is in first place at this point in the competition. And now on the ice,
representing
in fifth place after the technical program. Doing a little housekeeping again, making sure all the rose petals, leaves are off the ice. Tonight, Dorothy will skate to Patti LuPone. 2 pieces of music. The first, Love Makes the World Go Round. The second, Here's to You. And that is a salute to her audiences. That's very distracting, but again, after years of being professional, you know how to handle everything. Here comes her hardest jump, a double Lutz. Girl hanging on.
Love makes the
a gesture to her 11-year-old daughter, Alexandra, and then a standing ovation from this appreciative audience. We will be back with Dorothy Hamill's marks and the rest of the ladies right after this. And we're about to find out who won the friendly duel between two of the greatest legends in ladies figure skating, Dorothy Hamill and Katarina Witt. Water bottle fell on the ice in the middle of her performance.
To show how sure-footed she is, look, she hits the water bottle. It doesn't even distract her one bit. She is so solid.
Well, what makes Dorothy so beautiful on the ice is her carriage, and she finishes off every movement all the way through. She never rushes anything.
And now the first set of marks for skating technique. These were 40%.
9.6, 9.6, 9.5.
Again, the double Lutz was the highest jump that she had.
On the left, her daughter, Alexandra. And her choreographer, Tim, on the right. Artistic presentation, and these
there we go.
60%.
That's a testimony of her great skating and how she still impacts the world of ladies figure skating. Brilliant.
She has beaten Katarina Witt by 7/10 and has moved into first place with 4 skaters still to come.
Another competitor representing the United States now, please welcome Nancy Kerrigan.
In 4th place after the technical program, Nancy Kerrigan. Now ready to begin her artistic routine, and she will skate to music from the Great Expectations soundtrack.
Triple toe ollie. Look at the way she's utilizing this ice.
So let's just do a second one. Why not?
Beautiful.
That's what makes Nancy Kerrigan great. Wow.
There's your coach, Marion Evie Softball.
And you know, we've been talking about the rematch of the rivalry between Nancy and Oksana, and yet she said they are just so different. She said we never have been friendly, more because they just don't have that much in common. You can tell Nancy's really just skating for herself now.
She's a mom now.
Let's join Dee Lynam.
I'm with two happy skaters because not only did they skate well, but it is over. That's right. Dorothy, one of your goals you said coming in, wow, just to not come in last, but there's such an appreciation for the elegance that you still bring to the ice. Doesn't that make you feel like joyful about that?
Yes, it's very nice, but it's not over yet. I still could be last. I still got a few skaters to go.
How about for you, Katerina? Last night, the triple. Tonight, a performance that you had never done before, and you did it so well. Did you feel proud about your weekend?
Yeah, very much, especially about yesterday, my triple, which I haven't done at all, and then all of a sudden the competition made me doing it, and I'm just so proud that I felt there's still an athlete's heart left in my chest. And then today the program was for the very first time, and it's just a really great character for me, and it was just wonderful to do it for that audience here in Lake Placid.
Thanks so much for your time. Congratulations.
Thank you. You've always had
Tracy.
Thanks, Dee. Nancy Kerrigan waiting for her marks now, and boy, she sure delivered a terrific performance, one that Oksana Baiul will have to step up and try to match. Good marks. Highest set of technical marks we've seen so far.
You know, Nancy let her skating slide a little bit after the Olympics, but boy, now she's back at championship form.
Second set for presentation, 9-8s and 9-9s across the board. She is our leader with a total of 195.1.
Representing Ukraine, Oksana Baiul.
Oksana is in third place after the technical with a .3 lead over Nancy Kerrigan.
Props going on the ice.
Surya Bonaly, the leader after the technical program, waiting backstage. She will skate last tonight.
Oksana's always been known for taking her time before she starts a program, settling herself down.
But she can go into character like no one else.
She's taking a lot of speed into this first jump, triple Lutz.
Unbelievable. That's the best one she's done.
Huge.
About a foot and a half off the ice. Keep it up with the triple toe. She's jumping so big, Ross.
She has really gone back to the drawing board with her technique. Of course, this is what Oksana is the best at. Using her entire body to a piece of music. Very expressive.
Definitely more within her skating tonight. She was emotionally double Salchow there, looking for a triple, but can't forget that triple Lutz and that nice double axel.
Number choreographed by Sasha Zulin, ice dancer, and I feel he's really getting her to move her body almost like an ice dancer, Tracy.
Oh, she's going for it. She's trying the next triple Salchow. Goes down on that. What a gamble. Oh, that's the last thing the judges see.
But that was a gutsy move. You have to admit, all of a sudden at the last second, hey, let's try it again. That's not something she would have done even a year ago.
She did not need that triple in this competition. To end a program that way is so disappointing. Oksana has talked about how much these Goodwill games have meant to her, how she's been training for this competition. We will see the mark for Oksana Baiul when we come back. Back live for the ladies' competition. Oksana Baiul signing autographs while she waits for the judge's decision.
One of the most incredible triple Lutzes I've ever seen. That's bigger than Brian Boitano's. That was huge. What a way to start the program.
Nancy Kerrigan backstage watching it on TV.
She can't believe it.
Where did that come from?
And then all of a sudden at the end of the program, she decided to throw the triple sow in, which she didn't need, but you know, that does show her character of really a new fighting Oksana.
And now the judges for Oksana Baiul.
Judges now ready for her with her marks.
9.9, 9.8.
9 sevens, 9 eighths, and 1 9.9.
9.7, 9.8, and 9.8.
A great start, but a real tough finish.
9.7.
It's too bad because it really broke the character, and like you said, Peter, it's the last thing the judges see.
9.9.
Unfortunate.
And those marks add up to second place for Oksana Baiul. Nancy Kerrigan is the leader at this point in the competition. Oksana in second, Dorothy Hamill third, ahead of Katarina Witt and Elizabeth Manley. Two skaters still to skate. On the ice now, 27 years of age. National champion from Japan, here is Yuka Sato. And she will skate to the music Hatful of Stars.
Watch how every move connects to the next seamlessly.
In my head full of stars.
Oh, too bad.
She just let up right at the landing. She just sort of relaxed. Choreographer Leanne Miller said it's the one and only skater almost that skates to every note of the music.
Last triple, the Falcao. She gets that one back.
She is known as a skater, just such a lilting quality. Similar in style to Dorothy Hamill.
Beautiful. Just one break in concentration. That's all it takes.
There's her husband, Jason Dungeon. You can see the injury to his face. That happened when Yuka was practicing with him for the pairs event. They had to pull out of that competition. Yuka tied for first after the technical program here.
At least the fall in the triple loop came in the middle of the program, not at the end. It did not break the emotion or the mood of the choreography.
But for sure, she wished she landed that.
Dee Lynam's backstage with the leader.
Thank you so much. Yes, I'm with Nancy Kerrigan, the leader. But Nancy, the thing that they were commenting when you were skating is that you're skating with such joy. And I know you say I don't really think that deeply about it, but there is something about the way you're skating right now. So you describe it.
Well, this piece of music actually is from the movie Great Expectations, and Mary Scottville, one of my coaches, she picked it, and it's so relaxing for me, and it is very artistic for me because I'm used to being strong and skating with such strength, and I have to really try and be so soft to this music, and so I enjoy it, and it really is relaxing going into the jumps and the spins. Everything it's so well placed in the timing, so it was a lot of fun.
Being a skater or being a mom, obviously they're not really comparable,
No.
but what's the best?
Oh, being a mom, nothing is better than that for me. It's something I've always wanted since I was just a young girl, and I'm so lucky. I'm blessed with a very easygoing boy, Matthew. He's lots of fun. He was on tour with me for the last month, and I think he became everyone's mascot, like the favorite, make everyone smile all day, so he's fun.
Very good. Continued success. You are skating wonderfully. Tracy?
Well, her son, I think, has become now her good luck charm. Skated beautifully tonight in competition. Judges now have Yuka's marks. Technical merit marks, 9.8, so 19.9.
As beautiful as Yuka Sato is, she knows with Surya Bonaly yet to come, these marks may not be good enough.
Remember the artistic marks, though, the most important in this competition. These marks were 60%. Yuka is easily in first place. But the final competitor is now on the ice. Yuka Sato in first, ahead of Nancy Kerrigan, Oksana Baiul in third, followed by Dorothy, Katerina, and Elizabeth Manley. So Yuka Sato left the door open slightly, and here is the leader, Surya Bonaly. And she will skate to Emma Chaplin.
And just such a drastic opposite style from Yuka. Surya is very explosive, very fast.
Watch her spring right into the air. Oh, only a single though. She's off her game with the jump so far. Wanted a double there.
A lot of strength in her spins as well as the jumps.
And look at how long she sustains this spin. It's hard to keep it spinning that long.
Double toe combination. We actually saw her working on a quad this morning in practice. Unbelievable strength.
Nice double axel there. She doesn't have a lot of room for error, so she'll try to woe the judges with this. She landed it on one foot tonight. Perfect. Very close to the boards, but she's so determined.
And right out of a back spiral, that alone takes that much more balance and preparation. She has so much more freedom now in her pro career. She is one of the skaters that do not get recognized by the eligible judges.
Such coordination.
And something you didn't see her do as an eligible.
Oh, wow. This was Surya Bonaly's night.
Well, she stepped up to the challenge. She knew she had to do that. The pressure was on.
What an incredible woman.
She needs 98.7 to win, a whole bunch of 9.9s. We'll check her marks when we come back. And the OB moment of the night goes to Surya for this jump.
This is much harder than a conventional jump because your legs are coming down from above your head, and she lands it on one foot. Absolutely spectacular.
The only skater in the world, male or female, to land the backflip on one foot. But most importantly, Surya Bonaly needs a whole bunch of 9-9s to win this competition. The first set of marks are for technical merit.
How great to see the judges finally reward Surya.
These marks were 40% of the total mark. The next marks, the most important.
And now her marks for artistic presentation.
Remember, Yuka had 9s across the board, but she gets a 10. It's close.
It's going to be very close. She has won it by 1/10 point.
What a victory.
Does not get any closer than that. First place for Surya Bonaly of France. So Yuka Sato is in second in the duel for third, and Nancy Kerrigan outsskated Oksana Baiul. Dorothy Hamill in fifth, Katarina Witt sixth, and rounding out the field, Elizabeth Manley. Now let's join D-Lino.
Great joy on your face when you saw those marks. You came in, you had the same numbers, you were in first, but did you feel pressure, and then do you feel great about them appreciating your performance?
Well, I guess so. It's true. I guess we feel happy and relieved because people enjoy with the crowd and the judge and me, so it's pretty good. But I was really kind of not stressed, a little bit of pressure, and I was getting tired, and more I have to wait, and more I'm getting tired.
And when did you not be tight? That flip?
I don't know. After the backflip, it was a little bit better, but still, I was a little bit tight, and I said, oh, I can't wait to be finished.
Congratulations on your gold medal here at the Goodwill Games. Tracy?
Thanks, Dee, and a well-deserved victory for Surya Bonaly. Another fabulous night of skating. Katarina Witt, Dorothy Hamill, beautiful jumping by Oksana Baiul, the graceful Yuka Sato, and Surya Bonaly, the winner. And now on the ice with our first performance of the evening.
And 4-time world champion from Germany, Katharina Witt.
Here is Katarina Witt, and she will skate to Angels by Sarah McLaughlin.
very emotional from the ovation when she first stepped on the ice, and there is no feeling better than really being appreciated for your passion and hard work. And nobody deserves it more than Katarina.
Nancy Kerrigan backstage, Brian Orser, Elizabeth Huntsman, and Jared Swallow. Some of the greatest names in professional.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dorothy Hamill.
Skating to Piget Zoo from Andrew Lloyd Webber's Requiem, Dorothy Hamill. combination from Dorothy Hamill. Oksana Baiul's performance.
Olympic gold medalist and our Goodwill Games bronze medalist from Russia, Marina Klimova and Sergei Ponomarenko.
Bronze medalist in the dance event from Russia, Marina Klimova and Sergei Ponomarenko. And tonight they will skate to Evergreen by Luther Vandross.
Share your life and relationship on the ice together. How lucky for them.
Absolutely. They've been on tour, 31 cities. Marina's parents are watching their son, Timothy, at home, and they can't wait to get home to see him. Tomorrow's the day.
Marina Klimova and Sergei Ponomarenko.
Big gold medalist from Ukraine, Oksana,
5
Oksana Baiul's White Swan.